It was then that he cast the bait, with a naturalness that chills the blood to recall. At that moment, according to later analyses of his behavior, Fish's target changed instantly. Edward ceased to be the main prey and became a means to attain a much darker prize. Fish, with his manipulative intelligence, did not show any lascivious interest that would have alerted the parents. On the contrary, he exhibited the interest of a loving elder missing his own grandchildren. On Sunday the 27th, Fish returned to the Budd apartment to finalize the details of Edward's job. But he brought with him a different story. He said he had to go to a birthday party at his sister's house in nearby Westchester County, and that he could not take Edward to the farm until later. It was then that he cast the bait, with a naturalness that chills the blood to recall. He looked at Grace and suggested that the girl could accompany him to the party. He said there would be other children, cake, ice cream, and flowers. He painted an irresistible picture for a 10-year-old girl who spent her days among the asphalt and gray brick of Manhattan. The psychological manipulation was masterful. Fish knew that if he asked to take the girl alone, without a socially acceptable pretext, the parents would refuse. But by framing it as a children's party at his sister's house, a respectable woman according to his story, and having already established a trusting and grandfatherly relationship with the family, the request seemed not only reasonable, but generous. Delia and Albert Budd hesitated for a moment. She was their little girl, and handing her over to a man they had just met, no matter how kind he seemed, went against their natural protective instinct. But Fish gently insisted, promising to care for her as if she were his own blood, and assuring them he would bring her back early that very night so she could go to school the next day. Grace, excited at the prospect of a party, gifts, and sweets, begged to go. She put on her best dress, a white dress that her mother had carefully prepared, perhaps thinking of her future First Communion or Sunday church. That white dress would become a lasting symbol of betrayed innocence in this case. The image of Grace getting dressed, unaware of the fate that awaited her, is one of the most heartbreaking moments in this account. The parents, overwhelmed by the kind old man's suggestion and their daughter's enthusiasm, agreed.